Alrighty, next up we have the 2003 Clone Wars TV show. This is a prized TV show in a lot of people's mind. A lot of nostalgia, a lot of love for Gennady Tartakovsky, and I have that exact same feeling when it comes to this show as well. The scale of the battles are tenfold compared to anything else. The Force abilities and powers are just like on crack in this show. It is on a level that you do not see anywhere else in Star Wars other than maybe Star Wars Visions. But at the end of the day, a lot of people, including myself, hold this to a very high standard, and I'm very excited to watch it again and see where I'll be ranking it. So without further ado, without wasting any more time, let's just get right into it. Believe it or not, the Clone Wars micro series, or whatever you want to call it, is just available on YouTube. The entire thing. So we're just gonna watch it here. Ah, that is a classic intro. My god.
Across the galaxy, the Clone Wars spread.
I love this animation style. It is so good, man.
In league with the wicked Count Dooku, more and more planets slip. Against this threat, upon the Jedi Knights falls the duty to lead the newly formed army of the Republic. And as the heat of war grows, so too grows the prowess of one most gifted student of the Force.
The banking clan has hidden huge factories on Munilist, building huge droid armies and massive warships. We must act quickly.
I agree. But who to send? Master Windu still fights on Dantooine.
Lead the assault, Master Obi.
Palpatine looks wacky. His proportions are so weird.
Yes, and young Skywalker as well. I suggest that we give him special command of your space forces. His exceptional skill will be quite useful.
Chancellor, I feel that Padawan Anakin is not yet ready for such responsibility.
True, with his master a Padawan's place is, but undeniably strong he has become. Perhaps.
Then it is decided.
It's a simple animation, and I say simple compared to what comes out now. Still not easy to do, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying this is something that anybody can just hook out within 5 minutes, but it's simple, it's clean, it's nostalgic, the music is great, the animation is great, it's got its own feel to it. The reflections look amazing in this still. Absolutely everything about this still looks pretty damn good. Pretty damn timeless. Each of these episodes are like 3 minutes long.
The success of your mission is our key to a swift victory. When you get into position, send word as planned.
The Phase 1 clones look so good in this, man.
Master, I know you don't think I'm ready for a command of my own, but I am the best pilot in the Order. Chancellor Palpatine knows it. I don't know why you can't.
Padawan, your skills have never been in question. It is your maturity. I've argued this.
Obi-Wan looks like he's got one of those Acolyte lightsabers. It's huge. Notice that the Acclamators don't have the red on them, and they're just all white, or silver, or whatever. This is what I mean. The scale of the battle, or the battles from space to land, everything are just massive. And don't get me wrong, the opening scenes and moments of Revenge of the Sith are... It's a pretty large-scale battle, too, over Coruscant, but this is just... it's crazy. And it makes sense why it's not considered canon, or whatever the hell you want to call it. The whole canon Legends thing is just, I don't know. The gunship sounds are great. Such a great sound.
Roger, roger.
The sounds are very isolated, too. Makes it interesting. The clones are also, they feel more tactical. They feel more like they're in a proper battle situation. They're not just talking all the time, rambling on and all that. Obviously, communication is key in a battle scenario, but it just shows how efficient they are even when there is no communication. And that's the whole point of the clone trooper. Highly efficient in every aspect. The blaster fire ripping right through the tank.
General Kenobi, target sighted.
Very good, Sergeant. Proceed with the next phase.
Is the planet Mon Calamari. Its races have divided. The droid army of the Quarren Isolation League moves against the Calamari Council. Alone, the Calamari are no match. Intervene we must. Master Fisto, in these matters, trust your insight we do.
The underwater battle is pretty wacky. I'm pretty sure we get to see another one like this in the Clone Wars TV show as well. Or I'm pretty sure it's this exact same battle, just redone with the 3D animation. That just shows the scale of this when it comes to their abilities and how powerful they are. They can knock out numerous ships at once with no problem. Something that you don't see in the live action or anything like that. It's definitely exaggerated quite a bit in this show, but I think it works to a certain extent. That's pretty sick. That's pretty damn cool. Well, now that I'm watching this back again, there's not much talking at all. There you have it. It's definitely weird seeing Republic cruisers and ships without the proper marking, but... just lining up like 50 of these stationary cannons.
Those guns are destroying our forward positions. The Republic is breaking through.
Our cannon at the base of the tower has been destroyed. Their range is greater than we thought.
It must be their artillery.
What are we going to do? What are we going to do? I don't know why Dooku sent you here if all you're going to do is stand around.
Pretty good villain. Oh, I remember this. Yeah, the jousting in Star Wars is pretty funny. The speeder jousting. It looks kind of wacky. So I believe this bounty hunter's name is Dirge? Dirge? I think. I would have to search it up, but I'm going off of memory here. We don't see any of him in live action, or any other animated series for that matter. He only appears in this show. I think. I don't think he appears anywhere else. Another one of those Geonosian fighters with the sail in front of it. It was interesting, they had a bunch of Geonosian fighters coming out of...
Indeed.
Count Dooku's like, I didn't understand a fucking thing you said, but indeed. I like how we get another kind of Geonosian arena moment here.
Impressive. You mask your presence well. Flawless timing, perfect control. You have great skill of infiltration. My host would applaud your abilities posthumously. However, I am not looking for a spy.
We get Asajj Ventress for the first time. Every aspect of this show is just cranked up to the max. Force abilities to the battles and everything. Literally everything. It's pretty awesome though. It definitely works quite well for what is being portrayed here.
You are more powerful than I had sensed.
The dark side is strong in me, for I am Sith.
A bold claim, but you are not Sith. You wear the trappings of the Sith, you fight like the Sith, but this can be imitated, however. You lack a vital quality found in all Sith. Sith have no fear, and I sense much fear in you.
You are a foolish old man who knows nothing of the dark side.
Indeed. Truly, if you were Sith, would this contest be not over?
Palpatine is just standing up there watching the whole time. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Dooku, the biggest pawn in pretty much all of Star Wars.
It would not be so easy to defeat a Sith.
So finish it.
We have other plans. Have you been watching, Master?
I have indeed, Lord Tyrannus. The child's skill with a lightsaber are most impressive as well.
I am honored.
Let me introduce my master, the true Lord of the Sith, Darth Sidious.
What is your bidding?
A Jedi named Anakin Skywalker. You will find him for us and eliminate him.
Jedi. Their order is a fading light in the dark, corrupt and arrogant. They must be punished. The Jedi shall fall.
Consider this a gift.
She gets the red lightsabers, hell yeah.
I Vadered!
Basically, this was considered not canon because it has a completely different story leading into Revenge of the Sith.
To bring forth the eradication of the Jedi.
Very interesting idea, great concept.
General Kenobi, our cannons are...
But with the way everything is just scaled so incredibly, I would say, either out of proportion or to a level that isn't consistent with the live-action movies, and on that level, it makes sense that this doesn't continue in as the full story into Revenge of the Sith, and why they made the 3D animated show, obviously because technology was advancing and George Lucas wanted to make that show, but to have a proper story leading into Revenge of the Sith through all the Clone Wars. Or I guess as proper as it can be from what I remember. We'll get into that 7-season show eventually. Yeah, the jousting in Star Wars is pretty comical. And Kenobi with the clone armor on is so cool, man. It's so good. You can get the mods in Battlefront 2, which give Kenobi the clone armor. Pretty dope. I wouldn't have mind seeing this guy in live action, man. Obviously, in a proper context, and not just like a Star Wars Disney Plus cameo, which they typically do now. It's also interesting to see Kenobi on heavy offense. He's usually a counter-striker, waits for openings, very calculated, but here they made him pretty aggressive. I mean, this entire micro-series is pretty different overall in terms of what it's portraying. Like, Kenobi fucking... Kenobi riding the speeder up the building and then jumping halfway up the building. Yeah, that's a bit ridiculous, but confined to this show and what they are doing here episode by episode, I think it's fine. It really is Star Wars Visions, but more grounded to the actual Star Wars story. It's Star Wars Visions before its time. Completely different take on the Clone Wars leading into Revenge of the Sith. I think it's great. That's just me personally.
Mercy, I beg you. I am merely a banker.
That is entirely up to you, and your unconditional surrender.
Control room secure, General.
One can never be too sure, Commander.
I guess that's the one thing, like, how would you have this guy in live action? Right, it would probably look pretty bad. Just a CGI monstrosity. Especially with stuff like that, I don't know. It's just not possible, I don't think. Having this guy as a live-action character would be a chore and a half for animators. To be honest with you, just in this 2D animation alone, that guy was probably a pain in the ass to draw out.
Now, where were we? Ah, yes. I believe you were surrendering.
Yeah, those Geonosian starfighters make no sense at all to be there unless they were fighting over Geonosis, but... Just a panning shot of the battle.
We lost Gold Leader.
This is what Star Wars is, man. It's just that simple. It's awesome space battles. Just, holy shit, dude, the scale. Like 1 million Geonosian starfighters. And Anakin taking them all on by himself. Blows up 1 million, another 1 million more to come.
Do it now, Trooper!
It does put emphasis on the more important characters, right? When you have Anakin or Asajj Ventress showing up and destroying an entire fleet, you know it's an important character. What a cool space battle, man. This is what Star Wars is about. They knew what their target audience was back then, and sadly Disney does not understand that now. Also, I'm noticing this right now. The blue of Anakin's Starfighter with the orange of the droid, kinda like Ahsoka. Exact same color pattern as the clones as well.
What was that?
I don't know, General.
That's not one of ours.
No, General.
That was Anakin. Anakin!
It's under control, Master.
You're supposed to be in space leading our forces.
It's under control.
Under control? I don't think so. Your place is with your squadrons, young one, not chasing one ship through the city streets.
This is no droid pilot, and the Force is with him.
Well, at least Anakin's recklessness is consistent. That's the one thing.
I'm also sensing something strange, but you must let that ship go. It's baiting you.
Jumping into hyperspace? You have his coordinates? Then plug them in. He's not losing us.
Anakin, do not follow that ship. Anakin, do you hear me? Do not follow that ship. That is an order.
Sorry, sir. Your signal is breaking up.
Yes, General.
Take a squad and follow him.
Everybody just has the coordinates ready to go.
I've got a bad feeling about this.
We got Mace Windu just absolutely going ham here. There's a lot of things you see in this show that you do not see anywhere else, this being one of them. Just a sea of battle droids. Yes, he just punches them. I remember this. The hand-to-hand combat, that's comical.
Charge accelerators. Roger, roger.
Alright, that was pretty awesome. There's a lot of great moments in this show. That's for sure. Yeah, that's pretty cool too. That's pretty great. The level of detail there. Pulling apart the super battle droid, all the screws and everything. That's pretty awesome, man. I remember this Mace Windu episode being probably one of the best ones. But that might just be my opinion. I also don't remember where this leads to. I do remember the Anakin Asajj Ventress battle being pretty badass too. But we'll get there when we get there. That was pretty damn good. That's the thing about this show. It does not, emphasis on does not, need a remaster to be remade or anything like that. It's just, it still looks and works perfectly for what it's doing.
Of the Jedi. The Jedi is the crystal of the Force. All are intertwined. The Jedi. You are one.
You have taught me well. Crystal is the heart of the blade.
Varys Ophi, your training.
Varys Ophi, right. He's the one who blows up the Jedi Temple.
Ground. The temple is breached.
Why wouldn't they go invisible from the start? That's interesting, because Varys Ophi gets buried with Ahsoka in the Clone Wars show.
To Ilum, we must go.
Absolutely not. You cannot risk the Senator's life like this. Milady, I must protest.
Very little time there is, Senator. Our only hope to rescue Jedi. To Ilum, we must go now.
This is not a rescue ship. May I remind our Master Jedi we have a more pressing mission.
A slight detour. Jeopardize the mission. It will not.
A slight detour. Jeopardize the mission, it will not.
Save the lives of Jedi. We must.
Save the lives of Jedi? We must.
Captain, make best possible speed to Ilum.
Yes, milady.
Much danger, I sense.
Master Yoda, I can't let you go off to attempt a rescue mission alone.
Yet alone, I must be. For the rescue to succeed. Call you I will. The assistance I require.
I mean, Yoda, out of all people, probably the last one to need assistance. Especially Yoda in this series. It's just... yeah, he's insane. He's absolutely insane in this one. And at first I didn't think those droids were that big. This truly shows how large they are when Yoda's jumping on their backs and stuff.
About this. Master Yoda has been gone far too long.
Padme's kind of looking like a giraffe.
Traveling alone in a blizzard on an uncharted planet is commonplace for a Jedi, but not a senator.
I'll run a diagnostic on the communication array. This weather's been giving us some low-band interference.
Does this weather affect your sensors?
Not in the slightest. Or so he says.
Good. I'm going to look for Master Yoda. What is it, R2?
It seems there are multiple objects approaching from that direction.
Where?
I knew this was a bad idea! There are two more still out there.
Two more? 3PO. Could you get my coat?
Of course, Miss Padme.
Bro, don't do that to 3PO.
It must be out of my circuit.
3PO must have short-term memory loss because he was just getting shot at from there. This episode so far honestly feels like an old Scooby-Doo.
Master Yoda!
Successful, my mission was. Save the Jedi are.
What troubles you, Master Yoda?
Nearly destroyed the temple was. Revealed its secret location is. But by who, I know not.
You will find the temple on Ilum. Destroy it.
I mean, that should have been obvious.
Do you have his position? That's close enough, R4. This won't take long.
That's interesting that Anakin has R4 as well.
Sergeant!
Commander Skywalker.
Obi-Wan?
Yes, sir.
Gave you orders to follow me.
Yes, sir.
Fine. Have some men protect the ships. The rest encircle the clearing. Prepare to sweep the jungle. Something's not right.
You don't say. Your entire squad gets wiped out. Something is not right.
Trooper? Trooper, are you all right?
Oh, killing off R4. GG's to R4.
Pay for what you've done.
Your fall will be my ascension to the Sith.
There's definitely some wild stuff going on here. Wondering how big these trees are. Ah, the rain hitting the lightsaber. The attention to detail is fantastic. It really is. Obviously, Anakin doesn't die because of the story. They really do make it feel like he's a bit undermatched against Ventress here. Oh! Bit of foreshadowing of what's to come. Anakin tapping into the dark side. Yep. Ugh. The flashes of Qui-Gon, Obi-Wan, Yoda. Highly entertaining. What a great fight, man. Tosses the lightsaber away. That was great. That was fantastic. The weird werewolf Jedi. Let's go, man. You get a bit of everything in this one. You get a bit of everything. I believe there's even like a Jedi reminiscent of Shaggy in the one episode. You get everything in this.
Surrendered. The day is ours. The Republic is victorious.
A ship is approaching that matches the one Commander Skywalker followed into hyperspace.
Hold your fire, Captain.
Commander Skywalker.
Even Anakin's got a giraffe neck in this.
You were right. It was a trap, laid out by the Sith, and I ran headlong into it. But I emerged victorious.
Indeed. But that battle should never have been fought. Yes, Master Beric.
Need immediate evac from planet Harpori. Our forces are totally destroyed. Only a few of us left. New droid general. He's unstoppable. Can't hold out for long. General Grievous is hunting us. Come in.
The introduction of General Grievous. My god, he's an absolute animal. This version of Grievous is just like no other. So again, the Acclimator without the red. I believe this is where we see the Jedi Shaggy.
Why have they stopped?
Kiadi Mundi.
Unstoppable. He is unstoppable.
Never have we been outmaneuvered by droids. His strategy is without flaw.
Our predicament is dire, but do not despair.
Jedi. Your army is decimated. Make peace with the foes now. But know that I, General Grievous, am not completely without mercy. I will grant you a warrior's death.
Alone.
We can't face him.
We must try, Padawan.
It's close, but where?
Steady.
No!
R.I.P. Shaggy. Grievous is incredibly overpowered in this show. It is insane. I don't know why any of the Jedi would think that they could take him on in a one-on-one fight. I just, like... He just 1v4'd them, and then they're running at him on a one-on-one. It's not a good strategy. Just annihilating every single one of them. It makes sense that they had to nerf him from here to the Clone Wars TV show and the movie and everything, but my god. So the last 5 episodes of this show are more indirect with the narrative and story of Revenge of the Sith. Everything that came before, I think, was just them trying to show what they were capable of at the time. Didn't really follow a story. It kinda did, but not really.
Approaching droid perimeter. One in the rubble. Sir! Another in the rafters. Yes, sir!
The gun is ridiculous. Massive cannon on his chest. Reminds me of the scene from Predator when they just start all blindly firing into the woods. or into the jungle.
Back up, now!
Grievous is just crazy.
We must pursue! General, we can't. The survivors will die. We have no time.
Yadimundi's on drugs, bro. We must pursue. Your entire squad is dead. Everybody is dead.
And the others?
They are all dead, sir.
We must pursue. You just got your asses handed to you.
Did you hear that, Master Qui-Gon?
Yes, Anakin. It calls to you.
The tree?
Yes, you must enter it. Alone.
I'm afraid, Master.
Control your fear. You are the chosen.
My god, Qui-Gon's nose is massive.
What's in there?
Only what you take with you.
Kid Liam Neeson's so dirty.
Your final test is at hand. Trust in the Force.
I gotta admit, I'm not the craziest about General Grievous's voice.
He may have been exhausted, but when was the last time someone stood up to 5 Jedi and held his own?
Like, it's tolerable for the show, and when Mace Windu crushes his throat, right, the coughing and all, like, the voice change happens and all that, I totally buy into that and believe it, but...
Osterus, we can't set aside our most hallowed traditions.
In this time of need, why do we hold back the Chosen One?
Whether or not he is the Chosen One is still to be determined.
Palpatine has been requesting this for months now.
Politicians have no voice in Jedi matter.
Well, he is a cunning warrior, and our best pilot.
But he is reckless with his gifts.
Sometimes in the past, yes. But regardless, Anakin has been through things more difficult than the trials. Surely he passed a trial of skill when he defeated that dark assassin on the 4th moon of Yavin.
I like how you actually get to see the Jedi Council be a council and everybody speaks instead of just Mace Windu and Yoda looking at each other and nodding.
Courage this war has dealt him. It would seem he would have but one trial left to face.
Testing the spirit.
Facing the mirror.
To walk the path of the Jedi, one spirit must be strong. That requires discipline, and he has often disobeyed you. Has he not, Master Kenobi?
Did you not disobey me from time to time in your youth? Master Benzisis, a just debate this is. But in these days of war, need all the knights we can. Unorthodox young Skywalker's career has been. So too will be his trial. Trust in the Force, I do. A knight he shall be.
Weird, Yoda trusts Anakin and believes in him here, but in the Phantom Menace and the Clone Wars, it's much different. Or Attack of the Clones, it's much different.
Missed you so much. I'm tired of all this. Our love should not be hidden like it's some kind of immoral thing.
Annie, you're almost a Jedi Knight, and then...
And then what? Jedis aren't supposed to be married. It doesn't matter.
It does matter. We knew it would be like this. Perhaps things can change after the war, but for now, the Republic needs you. And in the shadows of Coruscant, or any other city, and most importantly in my heart, I will always love you.
You do look really good in the dark.
Annie.
Miss Padme!
Oh, no.
Padme! Please don't damage me. I'm only a droid.
Nobody's going to hurt you, 3PO.
Master Anakin? Miss Padme, I was so worried. You left without notifying.
You look different, 3PO.
Oh, it must be this disguise.
The disguise, yeah, that's what it is.
Yes, in the service of a senator, one must be presentable.
Well, let's see it.
Yeah, now, in this neighborhood.
In this neighborhood.
If you wish.
3PO's gonna get stolen.
Most impressive.
Yes, I'd rather fancy it myself.
Don't want to go.
You must, Annie.
Anakin, you're late. When the Council requests your presence, it is always of great importance.
If I'm late for another scolding, does it really matter?
Scolding? You're not a little boy anymore. But as long as you are my student, you will heed my wisdom.
You're right. I'm not a little boy. And as far as your wisdom goes, you're no Qui-Gon Jinn.
Oh!
Master, forgive me. I didn't mean...
I know. I miss him too. Not a day goes by that I don't look to his wisdom for guidance.
I was gonna say, Obi-Wan it feels like he's a lot more strict in this series. A lot harsher on Anakin. Although he was pretty harsh on him in Attack of the Clones, too.
Master.
Step forward, Padawan. Anakin Skywalker. By the right of the Council. By the will of the Force. Doubly I do. Jedi. Knight of the Republic.
Jedi Knight, but not Master. And the animation got a lot better.
I wonder how many they'll send. We've got so much firepower in here, these walls are ray-shielded. They can't take this fort. It'll probably be 50 Jedi. They'll need at least that. No, maybe 100 Jedi. They'll never take this base with less. They'll need an army of Jedi.
I have a visual.
Jedi?
I think so.
How many? 1,000?
No.
80?
No, sir.
What, 50?
Less.
40? Come on, how many?
2.
What? Give me those!
I also get what feels like a pretty big time jump from Attack of the Clones era to now Revenge of the Sith, or the events leading into Revenge of the Sith. The entire look of Anakin and Obi-Wan changed completely from the last episode to this one. The reflections on the glass are pretty impressive, I gotta admit. The werewolf Jedi is so funny. They had a lot of creative freedom with this show.
General Kenobi.
Commander Cody.
The siege goes well. With our continued barrage, their shields should be down in 3 months.
But we've been here a month already.
3 months!
Yes, sir. We're right on schedule.
Oh my god.
That.
Lunch.
How can you eat that?
But Master, you're the one who always taught me to feed off the living force.
That's not what I... Where did you get that stuff anyway?
From the enemy camp.
What? You were there? What were you doing?
Reconnaissance.
How did you penetrate the shield?
Oh, that is just vile.
I found this ancient sewer that goes right under the old city. Let's go.
What an incredible smell you've discovered. What now?
We swim.
I knew you were going to say that.
Music is great, too. Everything about this, man, it comes together so well, it flows so nicely. And I actually like how the last 5 episodes, they took the time to make them longer than just little 3-minute shorts. I believe it all comes together quite well for a fun and highly entertaining watch.
Nice job, my friend. Nice job.
Nice job indeed. Bit of Wookiee action.
Control my central line. Good. Master, destroy my focus. You're holding the saber too tightly. Now, too lightly. A new one.
Your training has served me well.
Don't let your pursuit of trinkets cloud your reality.
This just shows how much of a master duelist Dooku is. He's able to 1v1 Grievous, and Grievous took on 4 or 5 Jedi at once.
If any one element is lacking, it would be best for you to retreat. You must break them before you engage them. Only then will you ensure victory and have your trophy.
Wise counsel, my apprentice. Most wise. What news from the front?
The strategy is working perfectly, my lord. The Jedi and their forces are stretched.
They made Palpatine look more, like, gross, and he looks less human.
Operation. Is everything ready for your special mission?
Yes, Lord Sidious.
The weather clears as soon as we're leaving.
General, urgent message from Coruscant.
With your command of the Third Army, I'm sure we are well on our way to achieving victory in this war.
But for every system that is liberated, it seems another is taken. We must stop this war at its source.
Grievous.
My intelligence assures me that my information is quite accurate. General Grievous has been spotted on a number of occasions traveling to planet Nelvan, deep in the Outer Rim territories. I'm told he is there right now.
I do believe Grievous is the key to bringing an end to this conflict.
One can only hope. You are to leave immediately.
May the Force be with you.
Sending us on a reconnaissance mission. This doesn't feel right.
Don't look at it that way, Master. Think of it as reconnaissance and force.
Your favorite.
Aggressive negotiations.
Sir, the scan shows no enemy forces in the area.
You're sure?
Yes, sir. Just strange geothermal readings in Sector 8.
Check it out.
Sir.
They made the proportions of the frigates in this so weird. I don't know why. Unless it's a different class of the frigate, but I don't think it is.
I don't think it's lethal, Trooper.
Yes, sir.
It might be. You never know.
I feel it too.
A disturbance.
Wait! No, wait!
What?
Minden erotodal is volt an in problem.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of forgot about this part. The part where they meet that tribe on the planet. You get the really, really cool invasion of Coruscant.
Get up there and take command. May the Force be with you. And you.
Master.
Yes, Anakin, I know. There are only women and children.
My God, put that thing out of its misery.
How do you know what they're saying?
When you travel the universe with Qui-Gon Jinn, you tend to learn a few things. Champion after champion have been sent out, yet none have returned.
Mekelist beseni anagitus spiritus.
It seems you have to journey into fire.
What?
An army of droids? Here, I'd like to have a serious talk with your programmers.
Come on, 3PO.
This is where Mace Windu goes flying through the city skylines of Coruscant. There's no fall damage when you're a Jedi. Even if you're 1,000,000 feet in the air.
We've got 3 on our tail.
No, I don't know what force ability allows Mace Windu to do this, but I guess we'll just give it to him. My God, that was a massive battle they were zooming into.
Routine, the ship is lost.
It's time to get a new one.
Yes, sir.
The great one-liner. Then it's time to get a new one. Now, realistically, right, this doesn't make any sense. I'm jumping out of one ship to another like this, but it makes for a pretty fucking badass moment. This entire sequence is pretty great. I mean, like, yeah, I guess technically they have jetpacks and all that, but I don't know. I'd also like to think that the ship, when shooting down at itself, would probably be blowing itself up, but what do I know? I just work here. My god, please put this thing out of its misery.
The mother weeps. She is sick. Our warriors have failed.
Old Gazette.
Ghost hand. They think. Hold Cosette! Hold Cosette!
What are you doing?
No, it's what you're doing.
And this right here is just brings Yoda's power levels to a scale you wouldn't imagine. Especially this part. Yoda lifting Luke's X-Wing out of the swamps of Dagobah. Struggles. Federation droid ships landing. No problem.
Is
this really necessary?
It's part of their ritual. Travel her tears. They are frozen with fear. Enter the mother's mouth to awake her inner flame. Anakin, though you've never had the official trials, this war has tested you more than the trials could. Save one. Master Yoda foresaw this. The Force has guided us here for your final trial, the one you've never truly faced.
It's definitely a different take. And here we go. I don't know what this clone's name is, but he just fucking goes off. They should have cloned this clone specifically. Guy could single-handedly take on everybody. Palpatine just watching over the battle. He knows he can't be harmed.
Supreme Chancellor.
He knows exactly what he's doing.
But the battle is so far off.
Please, Supreme Chancellor, we must follow safety protocol and get you to...
I will not cower in the face of this treacherous attack. What is that? What is that sound? See, it was nothing.
Chancellor!
Dare you barge into my private rest?
Also, rest in peace, Cartoon Network. I don't think that's around anymore.
I'll take care of this. I am Supreme Chancellor Palpatine of the Galactic Republic.
I love Palpatine's cockiness. I absolutely love it. He knows that Grievous can't do anything to him. They could have really made Grievous a horror villain. The chainsaw noise. With the way he acts in this show, they totally could have made him a horror villain.
Ithorians. Four throats. Quite powerful.
So I've heard.
This is what I'm talking about, man. Like, you can't get away from the guy. No matter what they do. It's actually shocking that they're able to get away from him at any point in time. The Ithoriad's scream is so powerful, you'd think it would just deafen people. You think it would deafen everybody in the vicinity.
To awake her in a flame.
Interesting. Some foreshadowing of Anakin becoming Darth Vader in a different way. This entire section, I remember it a lot differently, but now watching it through again, I'm enjoying this a lot. I remembered more of the Coruscant battle and things from this, especially all this, jumping back and forth, the Magna Guards. Everything else was kind of like a blur.
No.
Palpatine is just being held like a child. That is just so funny. Holding Palpatine in one hand, Palpatine's facial expression doesn't change at all. He's got the same smug look the entire time. Alright, that was pretty cool. That was pretty cool.
Master Yoda would be.
We have to leave.
So it ends. A valiant effort, but as you can see, ultimately futile.
Excellent work, Master Jedi.
I feel like that would have just ripped the cape off, but we'll take it.
But sir, the brain modulations aren't fully integrated or tested yet. Specimen control cannot be guaranteed.
I will perform the procedure myself.
Yes, sir.
Nelvon warrior? What are they doing to you? No!
Jedi!
The Techno Union and their sick creations.
Stop! I don't want to harm you!
Forward! Keep up the pressure on the right!
The Jedi have the left, and they're just force pushing waves upon waves of super battle droids, just tossing them aside.
To hide their primary objective, Palpatine.
Shouldn't they have known that the entire time?
Get inside. Get to the bunker.
My dear, what
I guess you could argue they're clouded. Their judgment in the Force is not the same as it was.
And you.
be long remembered in the archives of the Jedi Order.
Oh, bullshit. Just lie upon lie with fucking Palpatine.
must stop! I will defend myself.
Oh, that is rough on the ears. Holy. Was not pleasant for headphone users. The Techno Union are always up to no good. What crazy secret experiments are they hiding? Dark side Anakin. Slowly but surely.
Apu.
You've done a great thing for these people. Well done, Anakin. But tell me more of your experience in the cave.
I listened to the mother, the shaman said. I was shown a vision. Do you think they'll be able to reclaim their old lives?
I sense they will, as long as each of them is willing to accept himself.
They definitely wouldn't have made it through that last door. This is why Grievous needed to be nerfed. He is so fucked in this show. To be noted, though, I think it makes his character so much better when he's like this. He's too much of a fool. He's too much of, like, the mustache-twirling villain in the Clone Wars TV show. You only really get that once when he goes to massacre the witches on Dathomir.
I'm not afraid of you. You wouldn't dare harm the Supreme Chancellor of the Republic. Whatever would your masters say?
You're tired, Jedi. I've got something else for you.
R.I.P. Shakti. Crushes his chest. I'm pretty sure I said it was his throat earlier. Regardless of that, this will lead us directly into Revenge of the Sith.
That are far more painful.
Burnt in the med lab. I thought I might find you here.
We're just finishing up. See? Good as new.
Anakin, the most difficult trial a Jedi must face is to look inside oneself. Often we see things we don't like, but these aspects are not set in stone. It is our decisions that shape our destinies.
An urgent message from Coruscant. Patch it through.
Kenobi, Skywalker, Coruscant is under siege, and General Grievous has abducted the Supreme Chancellor. You must return immediately. You must rescue Palpatine.
Grievous. Battle stations. All crews to their fighters. Prepare to jump into hyperspace. Move!
There we have it, the 2003 to 2005 Clone Wars in the books. Let's get the ranking done. Start off in mid, as always. If the show or movie has more pros, it moves up. If it has more cons, it moves down. There can only be one king, there can only be two in amazing, and there can only be three in great. This was a trip. Absolute treat to go back and watch. The animation is fantastic. The story is pretty decent still for the most part, but I think you will get the most out of this with the animation style and just how over-exaggerated, I guess you could say, the battles are, the abilities are, the strength of certain characters like Yoda and Grievous, Mace Windu, etc. It's a fun and highly entertaining take on the events leading into Revenge of the Sith. I think, in my opinion, I enjoy the 03 to 05 more than the newer animated style, the 3D animated one. But that's also a lot to break down in its own. I think I'm going to be breaking down that season by season instead of doing it all as one big ranking. I think that makes more sense to break it up in that way. But anyway, I'm going to have to probably put the 03 to 05 animated series, the 2D animated series, in the great category. It will be the first of 3 that gets placed in that category. I think that's a perfect spot for it. Like I said, highly entertaining and would recommend 100%.